Hey everyone! Thrilled to be with you today to share a little bit of expertise around vendor events. Now, this is a two-part series. Consider this part one, where you're going to go find and get ready for these events, and make sure to tune in for part two, where we talk about actually running the events and how important the follow-up process is to make sure that you're making the very most of your events. All right, to get started, make sure that you've reviewed your company's policies. There's usually a lot of policies around events and who gets to do what event and when, and if there's any rules around what you can sell or you can say at events. So make sure that you're reading that policy. It's meant to protect you as well as your company and to kind of play fair with others that are selling the same product that you're selling. So let's make sure to talk about why do vendor events. So there's lots of different sales strategies out there. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm all about active selling. How do you leverage active selling in your business? Vendor events are a great strategy to do that. And a vendor event is going to accomplish two things. One, it's going to get your name out there in the community. It's going to help you build your brand, get some visibility. But two, it's also going to get you some new leads. That is the goal, right? How do we bring new people into our business? Whether that's a host for a party or a new customer that starts shopping with us or a fundraiser that you're able to do in the community because you connected with somebody at an event. New teammates. How can you grow your team through a vendor event strategy? So we're going to talk about where to find these events, how to make sure it's the right fit for you to get the very most out of that event, as well as what you need to do to get ready to make sure that you're preparing for that event. Now, I have to say, a little story time here. I can't tell you how many times in my direct sales career I did a vendor event and I walked away thinking, oh, I only sold a couple $100, or oh, sales weren't as good as I had hoped. I really want you to train your mindset about vendor events in a way that you know that sales may happen. It's great when we get sales, but really the gold, really the most money that you are making from a vendor event is that stack of leads that you walk away with from the people and connections that you've made. So don't try to do the math. We've all done it before, right? Where, okay, I did an event, I paid $100 to be there, I sold $200 worth of product and a 25% commission means I only made $50. Great, I lost $50. Ooh, I don't think that was a successful event. No, we want to flip it. We really want to think about as an event as a way that's part of a long-term strategy. We know that maybe in that stack of leads, we found our next best customer. In that stack of leads, maybe we found our next rock star teammate. So as you're thinking about events, think about the long game. Consider sales a bonus. That's icing on the cake when you're doing an event. Your number one goal is to walk away with as many leads as possible. So here's some questions to think about as you're preparing for your event. We want to make sure the events that you're signing up for are the right fit for you. Who is your audience and will they be at this event, right? If you sell a family-friendly product, make sure that you're picking an event that's also family-friendly. Think about the type of event. Is it a health and wellness fair? Is it health-conscious people that are attending that event? Think about what type of event you are attending and then make sure it's the right fit. And there's a couple ways that you can do that. So first, we're going to think about the size of the event, right? Vendor events vary. Some are in someone's backyard or living room, and maybe 20 people are going to show up and multiple vendors are going to be there. Those can actually be really great events, by the way. Or you might be doing a giant festival at a conference center where hundreds, if not thousands of people are walking by your booth. So as you're thinking about a vendor event, think about the size. How much exposure are you going to get? Now, smaller events are often organized by volunteers. Let's be real. It's happening at a school, it's happening at a church, in somebody's backyard. They're not professionally organized. The value of that is they're usually a little bit more inexpensive, and you can have a little bit more in-depth conversation with those guests that are attending the vendor event. You can spend more time with them, you can share more about your product, you can develop a little bit of a stronger relationship with those guests that are attending attending events. On the flip side, big events are big exposure, right? You're going to pick events that are going to be perfect and you're going to walk away so thrilled with the outcome. You're also going to have some events that just flop. And let's just be real on that. You live, you learn, you know, oh, I'm not going to do that one again next year. Or absolutely, yes, I'll be the first one to turn in my vendor application. So think about those types of things as you're considering events to participate in. Next up, we're going to think about how to get ready for that event, all right? So an event is very different. If you've been running an online business and you're getting out there in front of people, there's a little bit more to consider when you're setting up your space. Again, you're going to want to ask how much space you have. You're going to ask if you need to bring your own table, your own chairs, your own canopy if it's an outdoor event. Find out those logistics and know how much room you're working with. If it's a single table, that's probably pretty manageable. You throw a tablecloth down, you maybe add some height to your table so you can display products. Maybe you have samples there. Maybe you have actual inventory that you're able to sell right there at that event if you have that inventory available to you. You want your booth event to be pretty and inviting. Signage is huge. People need signs to know what they're looking at. So even if it's very simple and it describes a product or it says enter the raffle, which we're going to talk about here in a minute, make sure that your booth is visually inviting. I am never a big fan of standing behind a table. If I have a choice, I would set my booth up in an L shape or a U shape so people can come in and browse around to see what product I have available, and to also make myself more approachable. And so I'm not just standing behind a table. In fact, a lot of times at events, I'll kind of flutter around and I'll, set the table, or I might kind of organize some product, even if it doesn't need organizing, just to keep myself busy. The last thing you want to do at your event is to be in the corner on your phone. If your company has a banner you can purchase, so it's very clear your brand, or if you create your own banner, that's also a great way to pull people in to see what you have to offer. Back when I had my book business, I had Becky's Book Corner with a picture of my daughter with banners. It spanned the whole back of my canopy tent when I was doing outdoor events, so probably about 10 feet long, and that really drew people in. If you are accepting Venmo or PayPal, you may want to create QR codes and do some signage that lets people know how they can pay you. I know many are going cashless, but if you are accepting cash, you're also going to want to make sure that you have change available so you can give people money back if they are paying with cash as well. So think about your strategy for accepting payment and making it easy for your customers to pay you for the amazing product that you have there in your event. All right, next up, let's talk about a raffle. Now, I feel like this is the very most important piece of your event, right? We want to gain leads. And when people enter their name into a raffle, they're giving you their name, their email, their phone number, and what they're interested in. This is incredibly important for you to walk away with that stack of leads that you know is going to bring you some good income after the event is over, even if they don't make a purchase right then and there. These are your leads that you're going to follow up with, you're going to develop relationships, you're going to connect with. So you definitely want to have a bucket that people can put their raffle entry in. I'm partial to a paper raffle. I used to have these fun, cute little clipboards. People would write down their information. Then I would ask, are you interested in hosting a party? Are you interested in learning more about the business? Are you interested in hosting a fundraiser or a community event? The options for them to answer were yes, maybe, or no. If I got a yes or a maybe, those were hot leads for me to follow up with. There are other strategies to collect information at events as well. If you want to go paperless, you could use a QR code that would take them to a form, and that's how they could enter. If you're using Oh My Hi, our mini website tool, this is a great way to gather contact information, get people onto your list, and entered into that raffle right there at the event. You may also invite them into your customer VIP group on Facebook or to follow you on Instagram for extra entries into that raffle as well. So you can really be creative about how this works. You don't need grand prizes. People like prizes, whether they're big prizes or small prizes, and I've tested this out a million times over. I'm also a big fan of having a prize that is a gift certificate that they redeem with you. whether that's a $25 shopping spree, they have to go to you to redeem that if they are the winner. This allows you to not invest any additional upfront cost into your event. And the reality is, some people are not going to redeem that gift card. Crazy, right? But it happens. And so we want to make sure that we're not just dishing out gift cards until people are actually ready to redeem them for product. So I highly recommend a gift card of some sort with instructions where they can redeem that with you directly, so you're not buying that upfront through your company website. And it gives you another excuse to really provide that personal service that you love and develop a relationship with the winner of your raffle. A few other items that you're going to want to bring along with you. If you have catalogs, bring some catalogs. Now, I wouldn't hand them out to every person, but if somebody requests a catalog or seems very interested or wants something to take home with them, you can give that to them. Definitely that banner that I talked about, so you have some branding and people are familiar with what you're selling and who you are and how they're going to remember to get back in touch with you after that event if they want to learn more. Business cards, if you have them, or some kind of flyer with a QR code, a way for people to connect with you and learn how to reach out to you again in the future. Plastic bags, if you're selling product, you need to be able to bag those up so they can take them away with them. And then also that signage that I mentioned. So enter the raffle, or if you have a discount or a deal, information on that, maybe even an invitation to book an event or a party with you with some extra information about what that actually looks like. It's going to draw people in. It's also going to give them a reason to ask questions or ask to learn more about what those signage items are that you have throughout your booth as well. Okay, last couple things that I recommend. I recommend to bring your calendar. One of the goals is to get leads, and if you're a party plan company and you're looking to book parties or events from this vendor event that you're doing, having your calendar and knowing your availability is clutch. In fact, I used to put my calendar right there on a clipboard at the front of my booth and have highlighted circles around the dates that I was available, so I could very easily pick and choose a date with somebody right there to set a date for an upcoming party. I also brought along what I like to call booking bags. And booking bags are a fun way that you can gift someone something small, maybe a catalog, maybe some goodies, maybe some product samples that they can take away with right then and there when they set a date or pencil in a date for their own event. So as you're thinking about booking events, make sure you have that calendar, you have those booking bags. A lot of times people will see the booking bags if you put some tissue paper in there and they're real pretty, and people will say, how do I get one of those bags? How do I get one of those? Opens up a great conversation starter for what it's like to host their own party. Again, make sure you bring those flyers, brochures, any customer specials or deals that you're offering, and freebies. What's going to draw people into your booth? I would think about what is going to bring people to your booth when you're in a line of 20 other vendors. If you're selling kids products, maybe you have some stickers with you. If you're selling food and you're able to, maybe you have some samples available. Think about that kind of window candy that brings people into a shop when they're taking a peek. We need something to bring them in to start talking to you and to learn more about what you have to offer. So think about what that looks like for you. All right, with that said, make sure to join us over for part 2 on how to actually run your event and do that follow-up that we know is so important. All right, thanks for being here with me today. If you love this video, like, subscribe. You're gonna find more content just like this here on this channel. I look forward to talking to you soon. Let's make it a great day.